They're tearing down statues all across the country.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, like Milt said, this is the rewrite history and to take the part that what they did out of that
Exactly.
history. And
Well,
so when you go back, open up a history book, you know, they can always say we've always been for all these different groups. No, that wasn't us. Matter of fact, you'll hear them say it today. Well, no, that was the Democrats of the past.
Yeah, exactly.
No, that's the same Democrats.
That's exactly
the
right.
same. They still had the same values.
Because, you know, the Republican Party wasn't the Republican Party before the Civil War.
Yeah, it was the Whigs, and it took over.
So, but the Democrats been the Democrats ever since they've been here.
Yeah.
But let's get to the lines. I want to clear out that line before we are going to go to line number 1. That's Bruce. Good morning, Bruce.
Hey, good morning.
Hey, Bruce.
Hey,
Bill,
Bruce.
Good morning, Bill, and good morning, Milt.
Hey.
I hope you guys all have a great and safe and solemn Memorial Day coming up Monday.
Thank you.
Bill, I want to thank you and all the other veterans out there living, and also especially those who have passed in the line of duty for doing what you've done, for your service to this great country, for keeping us free to have shows like this on Saturday mornings and actually every day of the week.
Hey, Bruce. This is Milt. You know, Obama must have read your book, The Negro Project, man, because well, I hear he want to do away with the word Negro.
I heard that, but guys, I wanted to weigh in a little bit on this speech she gave in Hiroshima. You know, I'll tell you what, this guy is still on his apology tour. He's basically attacking us for doing what we had to do. Because if we had to invade Japan in the fall of 1945, that occupation would have lasted at least 3 years. There were signs hanging from the Golden Gate Bridge facing out to sea, so the troops could see them on their way to. They could look back and see it on the way out to the staging areas for the invasion. Golden Gate in '48. You know, now there's a fantastic book out there. It's called Hell to Pay: Operation Downfall and the Invasion of Japan, 1945 to 1947. And what this does is this really just goes into depth on both sides of the whole invasion issue, from the United States war planners to the Japanese war planners. You know, well, even after the second bomb was dropped on Hiroshima, the hardliners still did not want to surrender.
Exactly right.
And you know, I'll tell you what, guys, these people.
And let's not forget, we didn't have any more bombs either.
Right. Well, I'll tell you what, there were plans, according to the book, there were plans to drop as many as 9 additional atomic bombs, behind the Japanese lines, as part of the mission to subdue the entire home island. It was just absolutely horrendous. The cost of human life, which would have been wrought had we had to invade. And these people, as I was saying before, these people that have the benefit of 70 years of hindsight and say we shouldn't have dropped the bomb and all that sort of thing, a lot of these people, guys, think about this.
Well, you know what?
These are the children and the grandchildren of service personnel who likely would have died in that invasion.
Well, you know what, Bruce? My opinion is this. I wouldn't care how many bombs they drop, okay?
Right.
As long as we win. I'm in the business of winning. You said if it had been 9, 10, or 100, I don't care. You said because it's either them or us, and that's the way I feel about it today. It's them or us. We need to go to war against our enemies, and we don't need to have political correctness. We need to do just what they did in World War I and in Dresden.
And we don't need to do like Colin Powell did when he had the decision. When he did half of the job. We should have did the job and then worry about it. Let God sort the rest of them out. Thanks a lot for your call, Bruce.
Take care, Bruce.
Okay, guys. Okay. And did anybody think this guy was going to suddenly have a revelation and grow a spine? I don't think so.
No.
You're talking about laboring in a fool's paradise.
Yeah.
Okay, guys.
All right.
Take care again. Have a safe and solemn Memorial Day. Take care, guys. I love you all.
Okay, we're going to go to Gary from Hazel Park. Good morning, Gary. How you doing?
Hey, gentlemen.
Hey, Gary.
One of the reasons Donald Trump is so popular is because our government has betrayed the American people by not securing our border and letting the Mexican vote matter. We should not even care how many Mexicans vote because it should be such a small percentage. that it shouldn't be an issue.
But you know what, though, Gary? The courts have allowed them to vote, and they had, and if you don't believe it, ask Jan Brewer, and the person that was responsible for the law that was a shadow of the federal law that allowed Arizona to enforce the law when the government wouldn't enforce the law, and they made them stop. They voted him out of his position as a state representative, and then they turned around and knocked Jan Brewer off of the delegate committee, and she'd been a delegate for, I think she said 30, 35, 40 years or something like that. Are you familiar with that?
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
And there's an organized group, people, the Democrats, trying to dissolve the nation as best they can to bring in the world power, the one world government.
Yeah.
And as citizens, it's our duty to fight it and resist it and keep our country strong.
Well, the mechanism that we are supposed to use is through our representatives, and our representatives have surrendered. When they go around saying things like, well, Donald Trump is alienating the Hispanic vote. In other words, they're blackmailing the Democrats, and they expect the Republican Party to fall in for the same blackmail. And if you don't believe it's blackmail, check out Dennis Hastert. What was he being? He was being blackmailed, wasn't he? By the homosexual mafia.
That's right. That's their favorite tactic, is blackmail.
That's exactly right.
They take all the money and then they blackmail you to get it back.
That's right, and get more. That's how come we're $20 trillion in debt.
That's right. And you guys take it easy. Have a nice weekend.
All right.
Yeah. Well, Phil.
All right. Enjoy Memorial Day.
Phil. This thing about the Negro is more important than a lot of people might take heed to. And what I mean by that is this. What are you going to do about all that history? Martin Luther King was a Negro.
That's right.
Paul Robeson was a Negro.
Yeah, that's right.
Harriet Tubman was a Negro.
Yeah.
You said, look at all this Negro history. This dictator is going to come up there and try to rewrite history just like he did in the book 1984. You understand?
Yeah.
Big Brother.
Yep.
You understand? Rewrite history so they can come out clean and pristine. Yeah. But see, you can't fault the enemy for doing what they do. You have to fault yourself.
Yeah, letting them do it.
When I came up with logically speaking, okay, uncensored, for the purpose to tell the truth, uncensored truth, not be politically correct. And when people go to tell me about saying the N-word, now I'm going to have to respect you all up here, but I don't go for no N-word. You understand? Right. I mean, because...
Tell them why. Tell them why about what the definition of a word is.
Of definition, the word N is an alphabet, it's a symbol, it's not a word.
That's right.
See, and so when you go and you try to whitewash this thing, and you say that did not exist, Negroes don't. How do you do that?
Yeah.
I mean, let's be for real. I mean, I can't come up here and say an N-word. There's a whole bunch of N-words.
Yeah.
And what is the purpose of saying that? Are you ashamed of your history?
Well, somebody is.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. But they want to rewrite it.
Yeah.
And so this is where this stuff comes through, where we gonna come in and rename this and we gonna name that. If we.
But see, when I heard you say that by being a symbol and not a word,
right?
When I looked at the idea of special rights, that's exactly what this whole thing is. This political correctness is. They tell you, we're going to block off certain words. You can't use certain words.
Exactly.
But they use it.
Yeah.
They use it.
Exactly.
Especially black Americans or African Americans.
African Americans
use the word.
That's right.
All the time on the radio.
Wait a minute, hold on. This comedian that spoke
came with Obama.
With Obama, he called him that. Used it.
And Obama used it too.
Yeah. And so they wall off the words and tell you you can't use it. And if you do, we're going to use that to say that you're not deserving of holding office. You're not deserving of being in a position of where you have to deal with that particular ethnic group because you can't say that word.
So let's take that word Negro again.
Yeah.
Now, this may bypass a lot of people. They may think that, ain't nothing to that. But look at the history that you are destroying.
Yes.
Huh? All this history, yours, Duke Ellington, Ella Fitzgerald, sports people, Jackie Robinson.
Yeah.
They didn't know anything about no African Americans. At one time, we was ashamed to say, people were ashamed to even use black. It was a derogatory, right? Yeah. But now it has become acceptable, and now we're going to throw all that away. Now, this is what I tell people, Dale and Phil. When we were black, and I still am, we was black and we was proud, young, gifted, and black, and saying black is beautiful. With this African-American thing, have you heard any of that?
No.
Huh?
Here's the thing. This is a headline. It says it's the blackness that scares everybody. Mm-hmm. Why the people favor the term African-American.
Yeah, because that clears it up for them.
And in that particular article, it tells you that that African American symbolizes a more successful person. Mm-hmm. You know, it takes away all of the ghetto. I mean, come on here.
But the thing of it is, what the liberals and the tyrants fear most of all is truth.
Yeah.
Truth is frightening because they are monolithic in terms of their conversation. They want to tell you what you should believe. Don't challenge them.
Well, we are just about to the end of the show. Milt, I want to thank you for coming over and giving us an update on how you're going with that
National Heterosexual Recognition Month, all of June.
Yeah. And go out there and enjoy yourself for this weekend, all you veterans out there and all the families.
Yeah, thank you, veterans. Go to our website at artofmichigan.com.
Well, thank you, Dale and Phil. I appreciate it, man. I hope I didn't mess it up too much for you.
And the one thing Ben Franklin said, you got a republic if you can keep it. The Abolitionist Roundtable invites the WHAM Talk 1600 listeners to continue the roundtable discussions by mailing correspondence to Art of Michigan, Post Office Box 135, Garden City, Michigan, 48135.
Or follow Phil, Del, and Janice at artofmichigan.com. You can also send emails to artofmichigan@hotmail.com. And most of all, continue to listen every Saturday and tell a friend.